Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video I'm going to be doing my review for the latest Superman and Lois TV show season 2 episode, which is season 2 episode 4. It aired a couple of days ago on the 1st of February 2022, and right now, on the first day of February. So right now, obviously, we're continuing off where we left off last, obviously, episode. Previously, obviously, last week, which is season 2 episode 3, where obviously Superman knows about Bizarro Superman and him being the cause of his headaches slash migraines, and obviously they've gotten to a couple of fights now. We're continuing where we left off now, and obviously a little more truth is given to what's going on as far as the connection between them, and obviously Bizarro Superman not talking. So I don't know how that's gonna work out with them trying to reach out to him as whatnot, obviously to stop him or change his mind. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with the Eradicator, who is also Morgan Edge, aka Tal-Rho, who is Superman's Kryptonian, obviously half brother, same mother, different fathers, is what they have. Obviously, he's still in jail and in custody. He still has some of his power left. We don't know if he's going to be a factor and contributing factor into helping with Zara Superman take down the Smallville metropolis and also the world, or will he help his brother and family try and take him down? Obviously, along with the DoD. I don't know. And there's also Amertech or Aerotech. I think it's Amertech, the company who looks like it could be a front for a business that is owned by Lex Luthor, who looks like he might be the boss, talking to the woman who was the foreman on the phone a couple of weeks ago, where she knocked out John Henry Irons in the mines and left him there to die. She talked to somebody obviously on the phone, but we don't know who it was, and explained to her, whoever was on the phone, that whatever's down here is more powerful than we believed it was, and that was obviously Bizarro Superman. They know who he was, and obviously, what he's capable of. I don't know if they knew who he was initially. Possibly they did not. We all thought it was obviously Doomsday, but it's not Doomsday, or Brainiac. It is Bizarro Superman. So picking up where we left off, Lois Lane and her sister Lucy had their falling out reviewed from past, obviously years in the present time. When that was just a flashback, but in the present time, Lois caught up to her sister and tried to confront her about the whole situation with her being a cult, and that obviously did not work out, obviously in her favor. The woman who is in charge of the cult is still in control of her sister and other people, and Lois is in a bit of a trouble because her paper obviously is company is in a bit of a bind because her partners she wants to leave too as well. And she doesn't trust Lois, obviously, now with this, besides, obviously, the point of her father being in the DoD and them having to change some articles in order to not give away a bunch of information. In the last season, what was going on with Morgan Edge, she got pissed off with her about that, so she's mad at her again right now. So that's basically something that we'll be coming back to. But it's looking like that the woman who's in charge of the cult, her name's Aliston. She's supposed to be some type of parasitic evil villain character, so I don't know if her power is going to be revealed, or I guess her powers of persuasion or possibly manipulation, and also brainwashing and or control. So she's not just actually a cult leader; she's some type of supervillain. Apparently, is what I've been seeing online with multiple articles from the news articles from Superman and Lois, obviously because of it airing yesterday. Excuse me, 2 days ago. Multiple articles have been coming out explaining that. So we'll see what happens with that. Jordan almost got in trouble for using his powers out in public. He uses cold ice power breath that his father does, obviously Superman, from his mouth, and he almost got caught at a convenience store trying to stop some robbers from obviously stealing some alcohol from there. And that's exactly what happened. His grandfather from the DoD, he called him up and asked him if he could help him out. He did. He scrambled the surveillance footage at the convenience store and erased it and saved him. So he's obviously in a good standing. Obviously, he almost got caught trying to help Zara and obviously her other friend out that works at the convenience store where they were at. So Jordan obviously could have gotten in trouble and obviously also thrown in jail, obviously, and also exposed as Superman's son. His brother Jonathan took some type of X-kryptonite drug with an inhaler pumped that gave him superhuman strength and ability and also agility for a brief moment in time, which obviously we saw a couple of weeks ago that happened when Superman was fighting against these villains, and this big, huge guy took this inhaler type of drug, similar to what we saw Jason Todd, who was also Robin, and also the Red Hood on the DC Legends, excuse me, the DC Titans show on HBO Max. He took it, but it kind of left him inebriated, and gave him a sense of no pain. But it was kind of like a drug because it did make him high. But this obviously was a little bit different because it's like kind of like X-kryptonite. and he gave Jonathan his eyes, his pupils were dilated. He gave him superhuman abilities and agilities to hear and also see very clearly. Even the football that he was throwing, he could see the sewing on it very clearly. He could see everything very clearly, and helped him out obviously against his former teammate, current teammate, Timmy, he's trying to get rid of because he wants to be the main quarterback again after he injured his shoulder and had to sit out obviously with a broken arm or shoulder. His girlfriend's a drug dealer. She gave it to him. He needs to stop doing that. Apparently, people are saying that because of this, it's going to give him his Kryptonian powers somehow, even though he doesn't have any. But apparently, it's going to unlock them, somehow help him out in the future. I have no idea. In the next promo for the Superman and Lois season 2 episode 5, which will be airing next week, him and his brother get into a fight. Obviously, I don't know if that has something to do with it. We'll see what happens. Lois Lane is trying to be a politician still, and she's having her family's past business and dirt being brought up against them, and they're going after her family and her daughter and his daughters, and her husband obviously is having an issue with that, and they're all obviously trying to fight against the guy who is the mayor there, who's trying to get reelected, but he's obviously trying to use dirty tactics to shut them down. Also, and her husband's sobriety is in question, and he's also having an affair with a bartender at the bar he used to go to, but he's no longer going there. But it looks like he told the lady at the bar that who was the bartender that he can no longer obviously come back to see her, and this is a problem. We'll see what happens with that. As far as the situation with John Henry Irons, obviously, and his daughter Natalia, they're still living with the Clark Kent and his family, Superman and Lois, at their barn and the Kent farm at slash house, obviously in Smallville. She goes to school with them, but after she went to school in Metropolis, she left and transferred to the school that Jordan and Jonathan go to. Natalia's supposed to be I don't know if she's getting some powers herself, but she's very smart and she's a mechanic. She can build her own suits probably for herself, and she helps her dad, John Henry Irons, with his suit got damaged and still is damaged again. Him and Superman got into a situation, obviously, in the last couple episodes of them trying to fight Bizarro Superman, where he got messed up, his suit's damaged, and they need to fix it. The JV squad from the DOD got into a fight with obviously Bizarro Superman after Superman told Anderson, who is the new head of the DOD, because Superman's father-in-law retired, who was Lois Lane's dad. He was in this episode as well, explaining what's going on and what's happening. Last episode, he gave the information to obviously with the flash drive of how he can the satellite information that was given to Superman by John Henry Irons on flash drive was given to the DOD this week, even after Superman didn't want to do it, but his father-in-law, who was Lois Lane's obviously dad, told him he had to tell Anderson, even though he doesn't like him, this is a national security threat. Bizarro Superman obviously is very dangerous, and Clark, you can't do this all by yourself, which Lois obviously agreed to, even though her and John Henry Irons in the last episode, even though John Henry Irons told Superman that he can help him and we might be able to do this ourselves, and Superman says we don't think he doesn't think that we'll be enough they'll be enough together, even though Lois said that you guys need help. So the new young Kryptonian Superman team, the Superman squad, three people, 2 girls, 1 guy, they got into it with Bizarro Superman after Anderson told Superman, "You're a liability." So I'm going to send the young team in, and they got killed. 2 of them are dead now. Their funeral is going to be shown in the next episode. There was caskets for 2 people, obviously, as we saw with the American flag on them, and that's obviously going to be the 2 that died. It was the black guy and the girl who's white, and the Asian guy is the only one alive. So 2 out of the 3 are dead. So, 2 out of the 3 are dead. So it's only 1 alive. He got to make it. He took Bizarro's chain that was on the floor after Superman punched him and knocked him around, and he took it back to the DOD. So the DOD knows about Bizarro Superman, who he is, a little bit in his face. Superman gets into it with Anderson in the next episode, which will be season 2, episode 5. After he gives him the flash drive, he looks at it in this episode. He says in the preview, "This thing is you. He looks just like you." He said, "That's not me." And they're obviously having a big, huge argument. He told him, obviously, these kids were not ready. They're very young and they're still Kryptonians, but they're not Superman. They haven't had years of training, and they die. So 1 of them is only alive. 2 of them are dead. Their funeral is going to be in the next episode as they're buried with their caskets that the DOD is having at their funeral with the American flag draped over them. So that's what we're going to see happen. Bizarro Superman came to before him and Captain Luther, aka John Henry Irons, went to go help it was in Bolivia or some type of desert or something, where they went to go fight Bizarro Superman, the JV squad of obviously the three young adults. They went to go fight him. Before that happened, Bizarro actually came to the Clark Kent and his family, Superman, their house and their farm. They got into a fight. Bizarro and him were fighting. Superman was not in his suit. He was in his regular clothes. John Henry Irons then jumped up and got his hammer and his suit and tried to help Superman the best he could. Actually, his hammer, because his suit was still damaged, but he used his hammer to try to knock Bizarro out, and he did knock him away. He fled after that. Then after when they got to the fight initially later on in the episode towards the end, John Henry Irons' suit was damaged, but his suit's AI is like his Jarvis. The lady told him, "Your suit's still damaged, John Henry, Mr. Irons. You can't use it." He said, "Just give it to me." He puts the suit on. The hammer's got damage to it. The energy's depleted. He got knocked around, and he looks like he was obviously very messed up. He's now in the hospital. He's breathing on his own. He's no longer in critical condition. And obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with him being able to help Superman and his family later on in the, I would say, the season, because his daughter Natalie is scared for him, and obviously his suit's still damaged. She doesn't want him to die, and we'll see what happens with that. She didn't even want to come there in the first place, but she's there now, and that's just how it is. Jordan, Superman's youngest son, is asking his grandfather, who used to be at the DOD, to train him. I don't know why, but he said, "I need to help Dad because things are not looking very good, and so I need you to help train me." He told him, "We can do this. We'll start tomorrow." After he thanked them for helping him, erased that footage from the surveillance footage from the convenience store where he was at, where he used his cold ice breath to freeze the floor. Obviously, he almost got caught. He told him to stay behind a blind spot. You would have been fine. So he told him, "We're going to train, but you can't tell anybody about this." And that's exactly what he said. He said, "Okay, fine, sure." And that's what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. Initial training, obviously, for Jonathan would be from his father, Superman, and Clark Kent, but he did a little bit in last season. But looks like Jordan obviously is like, I need to help my dad more because things are getting bad now. Obviously, because John Henry Irons can help him, obviously, and they really don't have any allies. The DOD doesn't have any more. They might have some other team members of this JV squad, Superman, these young adults that they can spring up, but I don't know who else, because there's, like I said, 2 of them are dead out of the 3, so one's alive only. We'll see what happens with that. Bizarro Superman obviously has his own Fortress of Solitude that he's going to, and he hasn't spoken at all, so we don't know what's going to be said from him. And obviously the connection between him and Superman obviously are very obviously powerful. How he can get rid of him, obviously I don't know what happens. What can happen with that? What's going to happen with that? Are they going to use the kryptonite experimental drug power / weapons that the DOD has saved up to use against Superman, to use against him instead? Look, which is what they obviously did last season against the Morgan Edge type of army, I believe. Then they kind of used some a little bit, but they didn't use really a lot. The Eradicator obviously exploded, but we'll see what happens with that, obviously. If they're going to use any of those, really. They usually look a little bit of it, but they have a lot left in storage, obviously, because these are experimental kryptonite weapons to hurt Superman, which are obviously very dangerous, and they could hurt them as well. Bizarro, and if he has some ex-kryptonite army as well. We don't know, obviously, if that's going to happen, but we'll see, obviously, because Amertech, obviously, who knows what they have in store for the city of Metropolis and also Smallville, the town. And obviously, if Lex Luthor will pop up and be revealed to be the person behind all this, and possibly if there'll be a Bizarro Superman, I would say collaboration / team up to take down Lex Luthor, probably not. It's possible Bizarro might sacrifice himself, and obviously we don't know if we're going to see, possibly we'll see in the next season 3 of the Superman&Lois, not Destroyer, Doomsday, if he will be in the next season, since he was supposed to be teased in this season, but he obviously was not. It's obviously Bizarro Superman, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. But the show has been very fun and entertaining, and I enjoy it. It's getting better every episode. It's fun. As far as, like I said, the relationships with the kids, I really don't care about that. Jordan playing, Jonathan playing football, I don't care about that. Jordan training with his grandfather will be very interesting. The situation with Lucy and her, Lucy Lane, who is Lois Lane's sister right here, their situation with the cult and the whole fallout for their family is actually much more bigger, because like we were saying, Aliston is apparently some type of supervillain who can manipulate people, and she's like I said, she's in charge of this cult, so she's obviously very dangerous. When her were talking at the diner that they go to all the time, everybody goes there, obviously her family, Zara, the kids. It's a diner obviously around town. In Smallville, she got up and left after she told her she doesn't take well to threats. She had 5 big, huge guys with her in there trying to intimidate Lois Lane. And obviously that didn't work. I thought Lois Lane was obviously going to hit her panic button slash alarm on her that she has to call Superman there, but that obviously would have been a big, huge cover blown. Obviously, situation would have been a terrible idea to snitch on herself. Obviously, so she did not do that. But we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, that's essentially it. That's a lot to say about this. As far as the show goes, it's been very fun and entertaining, like I said, and we'll see how everything goes and progresses throughout the rest of the season. Obviously, for season 2 and of Superman and Lois, and obviously what's going to be going on with Jonathan and Jordan as far as their powers expanding, and Jonathan actually getting some, surprisingly, from taking his ex-kryptonite out of nowhere, or temporarily. I have no idea. We'll see, because it'll be very interesting to see that, obviously. And Jordan, the younger brother, collaborating to be trained, working with his grandfather to help him out, even though he was not asking his dad, who's actually Superman. But his grandfather, who used to work at the DoD, obviously has very much an open mind for experience, and he's obviously very knowledgeable. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's the end of my video, and that's all I have to say about this in regards to Superman and Lois. My review for it was very good and entertaining. Like I said, the show just keeps getting better and better. The Superman and Bizarro fights are awesome. Sucks what happened to John Henry Irons. Obviously, him getting knocked out and his suit being damaged, Hammer as well. That'll have to be fixed, obviously, and we'll see what happens if the DoD can help him out with that somehow, or they could get somebody else to help them out, I don't know, with parts to fix the suit. And his daughter Natalie doesn't want him to jump back into things because she doesn't want him to die. So because of that, obviously, that's where Jordan came in and told his grandfather, "Listen, I need to help my dad. Things are getting bad out here, and he needs help. And we have no one else to help us with who has abilities or powers." Because that guy who's on the JV squad Superman team, the guy that's only alive, he probably won't jump back into action, obviously, because his other two compadres are dead. So I doubt he'll want to jump back in with the DoD. He'll probably just leave. Or he might have not be able to. He'll be obligated to stay. I don't know if Superman's going to train him or whatnot. We'll see what happens, obviously, to even put a dent and damage Bizarro. Superman, and obviously, along with Morgan Edge, will they help? Morgan Edge will help anybody, including Superman, obviously, or enter the DoD for some type of deal for, I guess, a reduced sentence or something for visitation rights in order for them to take down Bizarro Superman if he wants some type of deal in return, because he's obviously a very evil person and he's demented and sick. And we'll see obviously what happens with that, and also if Lex Luthor will be shown in some type of I guess you could say will he be shown at all in this season? Hopefully, maybe. We'll see what happens with that. That's basically it. That's the end of my review again for Superman and Lois Season 2, Episode 4 in my review. Thank you again for watching. And that's all I have to say about this. Let me know what you have to think down in the comment section below. If you have not watched the first season, if you are not interested, obviously, if you are going to watch the second season now, maybe work your way back to binge watching the first. It's on HBO Max and CW Network for free on their website, obviously, if you want to watch them. The episodes on there. That's basically it. Thank you again for watching my review, and that's all I have to say about this again in regards to Superman and Lois Season 2, Episode 4. Thank you again, and that's it. Thank you. Bye.